Chapter Aslan, Evil is sedative. Begge passed as they stared into space for a second. Truck behold, Dunn was more like Martin Luther King Jr., and Abooksigun was more like Malcolm X. But that's enough for today, child. Tomorrow, bright and early. Maybe again before you call US and join that army. Saint Kakahe wasn't able to do it, and it's going to be the last thing you do. You're gonna get enlightened, do you hear me? Kiss smiled, yes, ma'am. Lying down for the night, he was sawn open baby ma. Hill, child, take a puff of this sticky. Kiss took a long hard drag end. Bayan took out for 3 minutes before he regained his senses. Big ma. This stuff is strong. Big alleged, he told you it was that good stuff. Today, we will read and fest this wingig into Halligan. Kiss asked, what time is it? It seems like it just closed me eyes. Big ma, shrugging her shoulders. What, it's about 2 or 3, yes. You don't know. She grabs her toy. Which of these books is your favorite? Kiss fight, you'll say, Gems. Yeah, the book of gems. Big ma shook her head. Tights I go down. Let's start reading. Grabbing his toy, he strolled. Trim to pages, got it? They read and discuss it, they book and on. They prayed for her and then started playing and singing songs, and Kiss saw darkness and heard a voice. Now, he can speak to you. Kiss opened his eyes and saw a man in an unfamiliar outfit. Who are you? The man smiled. I'm your grandfather. He tried to reach you before by saying, you will be their son. But you could not see me because you had not been enlightened yet, but here we are, face to face. Kiss sighed, grandfather. The man smiled again. Abooksigun. Kiss sighed, Abooksigun. You thought you did a fool. Abooksigun sighed, what told you tight? Kiss smiled, no one, you just thought you were. Abooksigun looked at Kiss. My experience in New York was preparing me to go forward. He thought New York was my job, but it was my classroom, my lessons, and my books on how to fight evil on. Now, come, let me look at you. You are grown now and look healthy. Where is my beautiful wife, Anu, Akaknenu? Kiss was confused. Here? My grandmother did, and her name is Kikoya, but I called her Mamalin. Abooksigun shook his head with sadness. That makes sense, for with her bodies and or his, Kikoya was her mother's name. He never tried to contact her to protect her, but he will be coming home. There is much to tell you. Begna out in Kiss. Child, wake up. You have been knocked out all night. It's time to eat. Kiss curiously asked, what time is it? Smiling, she sighed, it's that yam, now come and eat. Before his feet hit the floor, a feeling came over him, and he started speaking in new tongues, and they both rejoiced. Puzzled, Kiss looked at Big Ma. We didn't know until my grandmother was cooking. Big Ed dropped her spoon. What told you tight? Kiss sighed, you saw my grandfather, Abooksigun. He came to me in my dream during the Halligan and asked about her. Big Ma just smiled. Well, he had gotten that far. Terrell wasn't like us late and were told to cut because the bodies and fear his walked up thus hairless and greed. Kiss shook his head. He told me that as well. Wait till did he tell you? Kiss sighed. He only said he was coming home before you woke him. Big Ma smiled. Yeah, kicked high and all us from New York changed their name when they came here, and there is traveled to Arizona. The largest reward in history was placed on all us who left Sust, but you will get to that later. Come on, let's see if we can figure out what the object is. They tried all day to see what Kiss' gift was. Kiss concentrated on all the skills they thought he might have and then started training all that Big messages until they give up. You hungry? Big asked Kiss as they sat on the porch, out of breath. Yeah, you could use something to eat. They stood in the kitchen. Kiss grabbed a knife and lightly rubbed his fingers against it to cut off a piece of rabbit roasting in a fire. These things are not even sharpened. Big sighed. Oh yeah, you wouldn't do that if you was you. But it was too late. Kiss sighed. No, they ain't. This thing made us. Will be a butterknife. Big looked at Kiss. Now cut something. Take the knife, he cut a piece of the rabbit, and it cut right round it like butter. Beg trade a few more things with kiss, him. Did you hear the story of Oba? Setting his head cuss side, yeah, before he could finish speaking, Big me talking old Arbam's cult and sat cuss in the chest. Cuss stood up and yelled, Big mare. Why did you do that? Big mare smells, child, I'm just glad you was right. You have a gift of impenetrability like hope. Cuss was excited, and Big mare smelled, come on her. Child, let's see it. Cuss picked up the ball that slid to the floor and noted that it was flat like a coin. That's different. He just knew he was a gunner. He tested his abilities and talked about his gifts all day. He was not tired as he certainly would have been, but a heaviness came upon him, and as he made his way to his bedroom, and fell asleep. Cuss seized the stairs and his key, and the mountains played as if in sims of flame. Looking down, he sees a group of people walking south on Highway 6. Leading the group was a pregnant woman. Cuss looms in and notices it's a younger version of his grandmother. She looks sad and both walks with pride and anger at the same time. She lights up the darkness as she glows like a light. Time fast forward, and he sees his mother with an elderly version of his grandmother saying, "Shout, puss." Puss, a child starts crying and is handed to her. Darkness falls around him, and he is confused when suddenly he sees his grandmother again holding him in her arms. Tim speaks up, and his inner life is seen in a flash before darkness falls around him again. Hearing a voice, "Before you were born, equality." Beg out at him, Cuss. Cuss. You better come on and let's get started. You only have a week before leaving. Come on her, if you want to know the rest of the story now. Cuss sits in front of Big Ma, rubbing his eyes and yawning when he notices an unfamiliar look in her face. What's the matter, Big Ma? Big Ma smells, oh child, it ain't nothing. This here girl is acting up a bit this morning, but I'm wait. Let's see her. Well, all the Abooksigun begin to have many problems with the people. People who were vegan fight among the people who were not. Earth started acting up pretty talented, and arrogant and this Abooksigun is an example of their excellence. These arguments begin to piss silly Abooksigun off, so started a church and taught the people. The church taught about Sabbath, history, religion, and different cultures. During the Abooksigun created Sabbath's first temple of the Americas, the first time in over 1,000 years. They both started to teach by alternating weekends and did this for a year or so. In Abooksigun's first sermon, he got the dirty 30 to gather their equipment and set a stake behind him as they taught the people. They play and sang songs, and they preached about how the people had been acting toward one another in this frustration with them all, since you have been here. Have you not noticed the others who have incredible gifts no one has ever possessed? Are you blind to what is happening? Some of these people you have known since birth. Yet you cannot say that these gifts are from Sabbath. Your past has corrupted your mind. Some of you return to the this total of our prisons. How do I know this? There are over 200 graves at the entrance of its lust. Ted would have stole whatever since we have been here. Many have earned out their up resourced us on who are trained to redeem them. They were not ready for freedom. We will have been killed by now if we hadn't set up that post. Did he come to tell you to worship me? Did he come to oppress you more? No, he came in the truth of love for me people. We have endured this pain because of sin. Hatred, jealousy, and envy are sins. Sin is evil, and evil is being selfish because evil is seductive. We are drawn away from Sabbath because of our lust and indictments. The things we desire cause us to do evil things to one another. Greed, wanting it all, robbing, killing, and stealing. Lust, uncontrollable craving and desires and doing whatever to get it, deception, manipulation, and even rape. So, selflessness is our downfall. However, selflessness is our redemption. 10 minutes on. 10 minutes on, has also for the Salvator, but you wanted her. It's not going to happen as long as I'm here. They say, I do will holla, but today, I'm throwing rocks at those who have great potential but think that your enlightenment is your salvation. You believe your gifts eliminate you from being humble. You cannot become a better person without wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. What makes you humble? How long does it take to get older? It takes a lifetime. Seba worked like you instead of for you. You have met some whose hearts are poor but don't know Seba. Seba works in many of them but in you. When is separated to people, is separated by belief, but if you were separating by morals, some of you will be right here in Tekadu instead of Sust. Meanwhile Friedrich, a true revolutionary, said that discovery has always created a great division between Wahidlands men and one, along running yourself into Wahidlands family. How? To seek revolution after and she's at aim to Sabas evolved from slave culture. Wahidlands were psychologically conditioned to disregard original moral code drawn from an African high spiritual culture and were forced to engage in promiscuous behavior for the sake of bearing children for slavery. Normal bonds of love and commitment, morality and family unity, and loyalty were forbidden and destroyed under the threat of absurdity. 2.5 centuries of this anti-America's left deep scars, and tremendous programming of the Indian spirit transferred originally to the descendants of these victims. These reparations was and is still warranted. Today, we are still affected by this tactics designed to create and control a slave. The so-called sexual revolution began to make the hyperscape Wahidlands, this time for the sole purpose of elevation of sexually transmitted disease that would result in not only sickness but sterility, infertility, and death in the Wahidland population. Teaming of the powerful pimp, this driven history, and Mac were all designed to steer to Wahidland mouth towards a lifestyle that would ultimately kill him. Tuskegee Sickle's experiment was not the only social experiment designed to take out Wahidlands by infecting them, their wives, and their children. His men, numbering over 600, went on to expose unknowingly dozens of women who, in turn, exposed dozens of men they subsequently married or were intimate with. And by extension, the children born to them. It was evil on a whole other level. But only on a dimension of the war in Black America. The effects were seen in how to survive the health of Wahidlands men. Wahidlands men are unwittingly duped by society and Hollywood makes into engaging in promiscuous, out-of-control behavior designed to make them not only infectious but disease carriers that their families and women with whom they are sexually connected. This global plot has worked for generations to reduce numbers and control strong health. Tenilo who have men like Black and Hound, who many women want to date and have sex with, but men like him only want sex, and it know it happen, will change or happen you can change him, you turn around and kill another one over his decision to be with her when she doesn't even know you are dealing with him. Having all these kids by these men, they get old, you get old, and their children hate them not because of him but because of you. Children need fathers, not sperm donors. This is not Savat's way for us. Lusted not saying having multiple wives is terrible, but having multiple, as they used to say until then dies, baby memes is not Sabat's way. Then you have one like me dear whatever. You was then misused by men like Black Hound and end up with 15 kids by 15 men trained to defend love, but your bus from the past has defend love to you, where you simply can't get the abyss of netter out for your system. Refuse to find the sentiment that loves her, respects her, and treats her like she needs to be, but it is she who rejects the feeling that she longs for. They don't feel love you as she is a best. Pitist. Warlock Odon, anarchistical man who sees sovereigns felt but his own. Propitical excited best, and all the Wahidlands were kept to how he really is and stops operating to transplant constantness and imbecile in view of himself, his world, and his place in it, he will continue to be the victim of his own weaknesses. Blacks of the diaspora have been victims of trauma-based manipulation for centuries, driven by a model of militaristic offensive designed to destroy all former memories of Oha. We were a somehow created and divinely influenced people. Made in his making after his likeness. And given dominion over the earth. This offensive is documented in history and has been ongoing for centuries. The Wahidlands moles are their species' natural defender and predator, as it is in the mole of all species. But you cannot protect what you cannot see because you are blinded by an implanted self-hate and rejectionist mindset that mentally divides from his own kind. The Wahidland woman is the queen bee of the global hive that is Black humanity. The Heavies went to run soldiers for secti behave and its queen. His will set this war in motion lonigok no his law. Without the female, there is no continuation of life. No trait of future reborns. Lust and sin berries your jaw, black lens of the sun, and learn. Without to lose, there is no prey to defend. Abooksigun turns and looks at Kknenu. It wasn't until I met you and your sister that he understood the plot of Satan. He torments us with our past, so I think that's something and irrelevant, and it has us feeling like a deep then, and it'll make us doubt what we're in Sabbath, even something as small as just believing in him and making it seem to be a sin. And we are all humans, and Satan's job has always been to deny that Sabbath was Sabbath, so his job is to make us doubt that he exists. So yes, you have heard voice tell me to kill myself. You have thought that he was less than and that's the great deceiver's job. His job is making you feel less than ourselves, but being honest with you. We have a sight of a voice, said idea, motherfucker, cause me a sin, even you, like me others, can't seem to hold into your fight, we can be thrown a fit to him. You have to know what you know and know it is true. However, men cannot please God. Eat all of you to listen carefully. Satan comes to steal, kill and destroy you mentally first, in your conscience's mind. He is trained to make your strength your weakness and torment you for his weaknesses. He brings people and events to tear you down. When he can't talk to you in your self-conscience. I am meant stored up, why don't even into just the straight into a plant. I'm tired of this confessing and hatred. It was about to explode anyway. Dim smiled at the young man. They need somewhere for the humans to live so they can feed off themselves and pretend it powerful enough to destroy Sabbath. Your souls are like batteries to him, and your worship of Satan is a slap in the face towards Sabbath. Rebellion towards Sabbath is all who wants to satisfy his greed for power instead of accept accountability. He wants revenge. Abooksigun read and continued, Pablo, your salvation is on you, not me. God forbid something happens, and he fell out of Sabbath's grace. Wild fate affect your salvation. You will say this. Repeatedly and the term blew into face because of its important wisdom, knowledge, and understanding takes a lifetime, not a couple of weeks. First, seek wisdom, and the other tool will follow behind. Don't look at me for salvation but your service. Teacher says his people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. In vain doth they worship me, teaching yes the trends the commandments of men, not Sabbath but men. I am only a man. It says, every plant that my heavenly Father has not planted will be rotted up. Let them alone to your blind ears, and if blind lead the blind, but will fell into a ditch. Peter, a disciple, didn't understand, and Slich told him, whoever goes in that mouth passes in that stomach and is expelled. But what comes out of the mouth proceeds from the heart, what defills a person. Out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, and slander. Sabbath gave us life, Mislet gave us forgiveness, and Les gave us the gift of enlightenment, the Trinity or the Holy Trinity. Ons enlighten, Mlezi senses guardian angels. Tis been serious in to you and see you're enlightened, and they make marvel. At you because they have always been spiritual and know your soul be like the Monday. They see your ignorance, your sin, and your stupidity. They reassign to you but to will of Sabbath. Tis guardian angels leans for what you need to know, not so much as what you want to know. Tis guardians or angels are beautiful, and neither a male nor female. There is no need for sex in the spiritual realm, and their job is to do Sabbath size, not what you say, just like me guardian, you. You'll repeat it enlightened and don't change who you are. You do somehow. Are not enlightened have more morals than us were. So, it's up to you to read and switch to a good luck creator. Humble and obedient is Sabbath's way. We must become friends with Sabbath, and by creating a personal relationship, we learn Sabbath. How do we become friends with Sabbath? Me and Don are friends, and many of you are his friends as well. He best me friendship with Don on our personal relationship, not yours. He cannot tell you how to be his friend, but he can tell you what he likes and dislike, and basic respect will help you form that friendship. Sabbath is the same way. So, become his friend first, and as you get to know him, Thetor, he will be your Father in heaven. Yes, this church was created to teach the land and to guide the blind, but thus one will play in it to teach you. Take care. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding because we can't be here all the time because there are other things me and them must do, but we will start it, but it's up to you. You are at the church, not this building. The people began to stare at each other as they noted that the boxing started to glow, and the dirty began to play. There will be people in front of this pulpit. They might start off preaching with fire, but later might become service. Will they let Greek control them? You don't know. You was not called her to preach, but you will whenever you can. I'm looking for warriors too. Fate you were for Sabbath, and it must be about me father's business, and so shall you. Many times, neither the nor Abooksigun called remember half the things they said, but they died with wisdom because they preached from heart, and was what come in and take control of their conversations. It took a while before the people carried on, but they soon became an effort for to be reckoned with. Abooksigun into the 33 General Label, now called Abooksigun, a super party. Abooksigun called Abooksigun, we need your help with the men's caves. We have some lost people in the caves, and you remember you said you spent a lot of time down here when you were a kid. Please come as quickly as possible. Abooksigun received her, and as he landed his ski craft, the people had yelled out, surprise. The entire community participated in the festivities, and the dirty play music and sang songs of celebration. Lesson was there, and Abooksigun got on stage, looking her way, and sang calmly, by Pilpuri. Oh, baby, love you, yes, I do. And I love you who? Baby, will you call me the moment you get here? Abooksigun and Lesson enjoyed the internet together. Kirsch interrupted Big Maya, it thought you said my grandfather Moridano. Big looked disturbed as he was about to say something and then paused. Kirsch asked, what's wrong? Big Nat smiled, this old goat is still acting up. She reached for his whole box, took out a small cigarette, and took a puff. Kirsch turned his nose up, that's loud. Big Nat shook her head and reached for another cigarette. No, child, this is loud. Hey serious, said Zaza. Sticky tea is for entertainment, loud is for recreation, and Zaza is for all of the above, plus pan. Taking a puff, she exhaled, blowing out powerful smoke that made Kirsch raise his eyebrows. Big Al leaned back for a minute and sighed, wait, now, let me finish. Abooksigun did blush him briefly, but his duties got in the way of their relationship. Abooksigun fell in love and out of love because she wanted his every move to be with her. She was the jealous type and little masculine for him, but they stayed good friends until he got with your grandmother. You see, most women just don't want their men giving other female any attention. Anyways, that same night Abooksigun fell asleep and had a dream. His dream was so real it confused him. Amid the beautiful forest, his daughter admiring the beauty of the trees but felt uneasy but could explain the feeling because he was captivated by the beauty of the forest. He walked for a bit, and the most beautiful woman he had ever seen stood in his path, but the woman quickly turned into a tree. The tree and its branches followed him. Feeling a dark evil, he turned, and a young man named Mesfin approached the tree. Mesfin became drunk at the sound of the tree and was drawn toward as he got closer to it. One of the branches reached out and scratched Mesfin, and speeders rushed out and crawled inside his wound. They began to multiply as they ate Mesfin from the inside out. He fell to the ground like a bag of fleas. Thousands of speeders crawled out of his empty shell and ran up the tree, and the tree grew taller. The tree branch struck Mesfin in the skull and felled his body. Mesfin opened his eyes and began to attack Abooksigun and his men. As they ran, Abooksigun saw Grim being drawn to the same tree and many others start gathering and walking toward the tree as it grew, consuing the people. Abooksigun shouted, no, that tree is evil. Fight back. It's evil. The speeders started chasing Abooksigun and his men, but the constable went fast enough as Abooksigun shouted, don't listen to the tree's sound. The constable was covered in speeders, but her hand reached out, and Abooksigun grabbed her. But the rest could not fade the sounds from the tree as it grew to the height of a humongous crater standing 20 stories tall with large rocks the size of boulders protruding out of the ground for moles and logs the size of tree trunks as it devoured many more. Abooksigun was outnit by Dung. Hey, Abooksigun is leaving. You coming? Abooksigun smiled and sighed, oh yeah, better in a minute. He tired of the dream, but it had escaped him, and he had forgotten about the dream as he walked toward Abooksigun who was in tears. Abooksigun hugged the people and was given an emotional send-off, and he headed off to see his wife and son. Big Guy took another hit from the cigarette. You feel much better now. asked me about Abooksigun. Well, first, in it totally about Lotekr. Samuel so called it Tekr. Kiss side, Lotekr. Begna smelled, yes, Loter or Tekr, was known as a mighty kingdom worldwide. Tekr conquered nation after nation, but now lies in ruin, lost and forgotten. Unparticularate started as a silent and peafonate. What remains of the ancient kingdom is filled with peasants and common everyday folk. But the history of the kingdom of Tekr remains very much alive in the people in the last remaining lineage of the fallen kings. Yawan named as in his outside in front of Ferriot bought home. Homes were made from mud, clay, and straw bricks. She wears a long dark blue cotton woven dress to show her rank among her tribesmen. Her hair is long, black, and lot with golden sails woven into furlocks. These sails have markings written in an ancient language that isn't allowed to speak in public. Outside there is nothing to be seen but a field of lush green grass. It is quiet. The festivities from the locals have died down. Yasena looks up a full moon in a clear dark blue sky. So close that they could touch it, the stars are scattered abroad, and they can sit in limited in the Matthew way. Kirsch Polado interrupts, Big Ma, you've making that sticky Cassie get so dramatic when you want that stuff. Bega looks at Cuss, child, mend your business. Was telling this story. And is, that what that was. Now, where was he? Where, as an in-house is a call. Wind blows around her hair ever sonantly. She turns left to walk down an old beat and path that leads her to other clunkman's homes. There were some small first still letting Daffy warriors hanging outside their homes. Young man speaks in their tackle language, greeting Yasena. Yasena bows her head to the young warrior and greets him as well. Good evening, great one. Yasena responds, good evening, mighty warrior. The warrior smells, great woman, what brings you at this time of night? So do you not be at home sleeping? The warrior is curious as to why. Yasena is out so late. With another smile, she sighs, I am enjoying the night sky and cold breeze much like you, dear warrior. Yasena is said to warrior she is speaking to her the rank of lieutenant. His shield is made of some of the tough-hind water buffalo hide. Solid black, his spear is half elephant tusk and half baobab, with a and long base sustained with metal spearhead. Yeah, the great one can sleep. You shall tree some rot ya. It will put you in a dream quickly. The warrior offers assassin accepts the young warrior's offer. It is considered rude when a high-ranking tribesman offers a gift and does not accept it as in smells. Thank you, great warrior. Do you have some for me too? Cape. The warrior no send intercessor in home to acquire some roti for Yasena. He returns from his home and approaches Yasena with the rod. You need only cut up a part of the rod plant, boil it in hot water, add a little of goat's milk for taste, and you will be off asleep. Dreaming of the ancestors, Yasena takes the rod plant from the warrior and thanks him keenly. She continues on her walk around her land. Ververums travel to the left of where her clan is located before you can reach the water saying, you have to make your way from it many trees and height. Gris. She hears the sound of water breaking over rocks which can be heard from several miles away. Yasena reaches the river's basin and sits down at the edge. Yasena does not know this, but someone is watching her from the shadows behind the tall breeze. With a selective voice, he stands up with black leopard skin covering his body. A queen shall not be found alone in the way from her pupil. Yasena jumps squarely up to her feet, just to fall back down. She is startled by Ojima, a warrior from a rival clan. 6'5" with broad shoulders and feet, as dark as the sky above him. Look, you scare me, Ojima. Yasena said as he cackled. That is my job, me dear queen. Yasena settled the place, Melody's queen. Please stop calling me Tate. Tate Cordinasi is long dead. Would you like so himself, what? And who does that make you? Adin Grenand. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you're still a queen. Being or living, a queen you're. Wajima walks up and kneels beside her. He offers her his right hand to assist her in setting upright. Yasena pushes Ojima's hand away. You don't need your sympathy. Essene sits up by yourself without the assistant of Ojima. Wajime is intrigued by Essene stop on his scent gently but firmly grabs Essene by the jaw and looks deeply into Essene's brown eyes. Yes, you'll have a very magnificent. Essene's heart is rapidly beating. She searches Ojima's for his intentions. Both his mouse and lets Essene go. Up north in your forfeiter's kingdom, Sibidan Minor. Gathering. King started battling each other over your so-called dynasty. Essene is now curious as to why Ojima is telling her this. Where does it that you went from me, Ojima? Cackling lolly, he says wickedly, where does it that you went of you? You believe you have an idea? Me queen. Essene is terrified of what Ojima means. She backs away from him, triggering his hunting instincts. Ojima. She sighs nervously. Ojima looks at her lustfully. You'll let you get a head start. I'll even close my eyes. He sits down in his bottom legs, folded Indian style, with his eyes shut. Essene gets up and sprints as her heart through and runs as fast as she can. She returns to her village, totally out of breath, to see it rise to the ground. There is a river, and an invading tribe is calling her people. Essene's heart stops as she screams, no. My people. Ojima tempts her. Essene. Essene's skin is crawling. She resumes running away from the flames out into an open field of grass. She trips over a dead tree road, falling face-first into the African red earth. She is covered in red soil. The sound of grass is moving quickly in her direction. But she can't see anything but the Palamon. He won't run from you anymore, Ojima. She screams, enraged. Ud. Essene pushes herself up from her dirt. She stands to her feet. What? Yeah, I'm so glad that you aren't. You was beginning to get a little bit tired. Her vision is blurry. She can't see anything with the red dust stain in her eyes. What do you want from me? Dark clouds started to form, filled with lightning, as it began to rain slowly. All of a sudden, it starts to pour down heavily. Essene is soaked, but there is no sign of Ojima. She can't see anything. Out of the dark clouds that surround Essene, Ojima reveals himself. His eyes are clear as rain and clouds. Multiple voices say, I've been waiting for you, my queen. For forever. You were the first in your generation. Waiting so many long years. Thunderclaps, lightning flashes, and the earth second vibrates as Ojima speaks. Now, you will finally be able to reproduce. He speaks gently. The golden locks of some of your hair will release your power. Luxtkra. A surge of power is released from Essene. Her eyes go of weight. She shrieks with power. Then as quickly as her power came, it disappeared, leaving Essene confused. Ojima attacks Essene up in a tornado. Into the heavens, and they disappear. Ojima brings Essene to his kingdom. The Battle Clan. Located in the heart of Central Southern Africa. He takes her to his castle, where he sits and meets with Essene. They messed up for a second and then looks into Cassais, Essene was the sister of Constable and the Cockney as well, that unknown now without about. Tried Ojima and Essene's reign over Taker, what was formerly called Miriam, also known as Egypt. They both laid waste nations after Essene conceived a daughter whom she named Essene, giving the jewel her namesake. One day Essene was walking in the temple of him to pray to some good and pay homage to him. While praying, an evil presence emerged, casting Essene in the water. She looked up, and this brilliant creature of light appeared before her. Essene jumps back into her. Who are you? You're not Lord Amen. For you say, Kush, this was your grandmother's, Tekhoya, or shall they say, a Cockney's dream while she was in New York. She never told anyone until she told me many years ago since she was your grandmother as well, she told myself and Samuel. Maybe because she knows she won't bet on totally you. She but revealed to her your dynasty because they said it wasn't until she woke up that she realized what that dream meant. Because when she woke up in the middle of the night in a sweat. She spoke so vividly that even he saw her sitting in her bed, confused and puzzled. She said she walked around her dark room, searching for the light switch. She finally came to the light switch and flipped it up for the light to come and she took a breath, reminiscing about the dream of her ancestors. There was a window behind the curtain that was open. It was morning but no cord down yet in the curtain, looked like her ancestors and looked over the grassland and the tall of nether, letting her tight wonder. A curtain. She hears her name being called in the dark. She turned around to see someone was in her room. But she sees nothing. A curtain. Unnerved at the sound of her name, a curtain turned around fully to see plants in her room, her tragedy had been revealed, but when she turned toward that window, she saw the fallen goddess basket hovering outside her window. A curtain jumps at the sight of the goddess. And asked, "Who are you?" The fallen on sighs, "I am the goddess of your ancestor Asena." She hears whispers, "Do not trust her." Her guardian appears, saying, "Do not trust her, for she is pure evil." A curtain searches around again to see where the sound has come from. The fallen creature noted curtain was the descendant of Asena. The daughter of Asena. She sighs curiously. A curtain asks, "How did you know it?" The voice replies, "I am bastard, and did know everything." A curtain thinks about everything she has gone through and wonders why bastard is her. "I do not worship you anymore, bastard. You worship the untrue God. The living God." Sabat. Bastard immediately starts to pulse it black in a fit of rage. Her horror sets to a dark color. Bastard says go cold. And tendrils begin to form out of her skull. She lets out a horrid torrential screech. "You made you. The power you have, gave you to your forefathers." She groans, thrusting her arms forward in anger as a burst of wind blows and knocks the curtain off her feet. Luxtkra. The sound of Orgimus voice echoes into wind. Suddenly, time slows down the temperature in the curtain room's with. Bastard knows instantly that it is noise. Hilda is slipping nearby this out and by his guardian angel. He reaches toward the curtain's room. As he runs as fast as he can, his Chinese forms, his eyes turn a golden red flame color, and his right arm turns into a crystal with lava permanently running down to his right hand. "Sarah, begone!" A burst of energy is sent at the fallen on. And she screams in pain as part of her being is scorched. Bastard gets away, shouting, "I am not right what you eat. Daughter of Orgema. We will meet again." Hilda screams over the earpiece. Abooksigun. A constable, Abooksigun, all done, and thus nearly burst into the room, armed. A curtain was unconscious. A constable runs over to her sister and holds her sister in her arms, calling her name, "Wake up. Please. Not again." Abooksigun sighs, he can't sense its presence. This fallen foe is angry. "Whoa, it was it to you?" A constable looks up at Abooksigun. It's the goddess that her forefathers sons worship it. "At least, that's what we thought they were before we met you and now believe in the living God, Yam." Alde. States his opinion with a short temper. And for the second time, I am 7 years skins. Because I am the most watchful. Yes before, so again, we need a plan. The Abenians are now coming to us with this trickery, and yet you are the most vulnerable until you learn how to control your powers. Abooksigun cuddled the huff, shouting, "Enough. This is a mighty enemy. We do not need to let our guard down. She has the power of manipulation that we all can see. No man comes in such a form except to deceive." A curtain stirs and darkens, balk, she sighs weakly. "She sapped me of my powers. You feel drained." A curtain sighs while breathing heavily. He didn't create a storm as he was unconscious. "Have you not noticed?" Abooksigun smells. "Yeah, the building is still intact. What did it want with you?" A curtain was nearly out of breath, breathing in between her words, "Something to do with my ancestor, Orgema." A constable looks at her sister rather peculiarly. A curtain looks back up at her sister. "Yes, Akon." A curtain continued. "Ham." Alden stepped forward, it's been inside both of you humans. It knew there was something odd about the both of you. But when you said the name Orgema, it all makes sense now. Abooksigun looks back at Alden strangely, what do you mean, hold on? Hold on says nothing more and walks away. Abooksigun stops him, tell us what you're not saying. Hold on looks at Abooksigun, you don't even know to understand. And really Abooksigun's house, 12 years of fighting in training, and you say I'm too young. I'm not that 15-year-old boy you first met. I'm 25. Treme, word at the fuck-out old man. A cooking speaks up, weird meals. The whole room goes cold. No one says a word, as everyone is shocked at what was said. Abooksigun immediately becomes aggravated. He looks at the twins. Healthy opinions, both, considerable size. But not full load. On sentry down, mad more, he don't know. Abooksigun is surprised. He takes a deep breath. It makes sense now. He was wondering where you two had these gifts before in Lieutenant. The is to discover that the twins are much like herself and Keth. Abooksigun scratches his brow. Well, no, not quite. Ebenin said Nephilim are like night and day. Nephilim were descendants of angels that came to earth and had sex with humans. Ebenin are demons who were angels before man was created. They real angels. However, angels that rebelled against Sabbath and created to take over the kingdom of heaven became demons, and angels who sinned against God's will had children with humans. They were never demons, just disobedient.